The gentleman is recognized.
Well, I thank the Speaker. That sound you're hearing, America, is your alarm going off. It's Groundhog Day. And I feel like Bill Murray because, Mr. Speaker, when the alarm goes off every morning, the ranking member of the House Financial Services Committee is off on a rant about the former president. So I think it's important that we stay focused on what we're talking about today. And it's a choice between freedom and something far worse. And the American people know why we're on this floor today. We are on this floor today to support a resolution that denounces socialism. As a boy attending elementary school in Little Rock, one of my favorite teachers was a beautiful young mother who taught us Spanish, and her kids were the playmates of mine during those early school years. Her family had moved to Little Rock, escaping the Castro regime in Cuba that murdered their fellow citizens and took family farms and businesses and systematically destroyed one of the most beautiful, successful countries and places on earth. For me, an early lesson in the cost of freedom. As a businessman in 1986, at the height of the Cold War, I joined a civil society tour of East Berlin, led by the U.S. Army via the famous Checkpoint Charlie. There one saw the stark, cruel contrast of freedom versus socialism and communism. Vibrant businesses, full shelves, full employment in the West, and drab, sullen people in the East staring into empty store windows in buildings still bearing the bombs and bullet scars from World War II. Just 3.5 years later, with the fall of the Berlin Wall, I represented President George H.W. Bush as his Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Treasury in helping design and deliver U.S. economic and technical assistance to the citizens of the newly freed countries from socialism and communism, from the Baltic to the Black Sea, creating a rule of law, markets, private property rights, and new banking services. And, Mr. Speaker, I keep a piece of that Berlin Wall in my House office. It reminds me of the gruesome fact that the Berlin Wall was built to keep people in, not the other way around, and keep freedom out. Today, some 3 decades later, one can witness the victory of capitalism and freedom over the authoritarianism and command and control of socialism. People of today's Central Europe want no part of communism or socialism. They know fully the brutality and failure of Soviet-style authoritarian socialist domination. So much so they've opened their homes to Ukrainian mothers and kids, opened their wallets to provide Ukrainians money, military, and humanitarian assistance to expel the invading Russians. Mr. Speaker, let's say no to socialism and yes to freedom and opportunity. And I yield back.
The gentleman yields back.